And she come back in. She come back in dancing and moving and grooving and shit. What?
Grooving to the music.
Whoa! What happened?
I can't hear. I'm gonna have to get on my computer.
I thought you was on there already.
This is ridiculous.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Transcending the Culture. This is your boy James. I am here with Tiff, and Cat Queen is
Hi,
somewhere in the.
everybody. I can't hear. I'm gonna have to switch up for a
Okay,
second.
okay, go ahead and do that while I'm talking. You get. So what's up, y'all? We are back. We are live. It is a fresh new episode of Transcending the Culture. This is your boy James. We got Cat Queen here, and we got Tiff
Hey.
now, who is in the building trying to get her connection together. So she should be back in pretty soon. We are glad to be back with you guys. Let's see. Okay, let's see. I think we got her back. Tiff. Okay, we're gonna come back to Tip. So anyway,
Ooh wee.
no, it's all good. What's up, Cat Queen?
Listen, we be having them technical difficulties,
I know, but it's all good. It's really, really good to be back. Like this last 3 weeks has been crazy to say the least. I'm gonna just leave it real simple like that. It's been kind of crazy. I had this lupus flare. Um, it was like the first week of January. So, of course I missed Jodeci. Y'all went, y'all
Yeah.
turned all that
Oh
stuff. And
man.
of course we were supposed to go out and see Darren Fleet. And we didn't get a chance to go and do that. Partially because of my sickness and all of that little stuff. And then it just like it just dragged, like the following the next couple weeks after that, it just dragged for me. So it's really only been like maybe 2 days, 2 days, 3 days that I've been back up and moving and mobile, and all of that stuff. So it's really, really, really good to be back. We got a really, really good show for everybody today. We have an amazing guest who's going to be on with us. I think she's actually in here, kind of. So I do see her down in the green room. But yeah. So what's been happening your way?
Nothing much really, just getting some different things together, spending some time with the family.
Right.
My daughter went back to school. They had so many like snow days.
I'm sure.
Yeah, every day they were like, oh, it's too cold, they're not going to school. So like we're just getting back into the swing of things really after break. So
Yeah. Was it really like? Was it a whole like a ton of snow down there, or?
it really wasn't, but it was really cold and it was icy. So a lot of the kids walk to school. So that's the only thing, they can't really
Yeah.
be walking to school and it's snowing, it's ice, and then
Yeah.
a lot of kids get, like, my daughter gets transportation, so they couldn't get to our house, so they called them off school. They had, like, I think last week one day that they went back, and that was the first week after the break. So I was like, dang girl, I thought I was ready for you to leave.
Look, she probably was loving it though. She's
She
like,
was
ooh.
feet kicked up, getting breakfast, YouTube
Right.
all day. Like it was cool.
Right. Well, no, that's cool. It was it was super cold up here. Super cold up here, and then we actually had a ton of snow, like a ton of snow. So
I heard that about Cleveland, but I didn't know how bad it was.
Yeah. So it got okay. I think Tiff is back. Tiff.
Um, I don't know what's going on.
I don't know because she got two screens open. Number one.
Oh man, so my best friend Brittany Jackson, she on here saying they don't know nothing about walking in the snow falling.
Listen, Brittany. Listen, you just struck a nerve right there because listen, they really, really don't. Because when I was like school age, Dang, give us no snow days because it was too cold outside or nothing, man. You better, you better button up and buckle up and get on to school.
Yeah, so me and Brittany, see, when we was in high school, it was cool to wear hoodies and stuff and act like you're not cold. So we used to be having on hoodies, shoes that was getting sopping wet, walking all the way from the west side to the north side, east side, and dang near freezing. If I had to walk even up the street in this weather right now, I would just evaporate. I would just pass away.
Oh, you said you was gonna pass away. Is that bad for you? Well, you know what? Let me not even front. Let me not even front because that whole week while we just had all that snow, when I tell you, I was like dead in the house, dead. Like I can't move. Like it's so cold. It's so cold. I had like 3 quilts on the bed. Because it's just like once it, some of these old houses too. It's just like once it gets so cold outside, it's almost like your heat ain't even on in the house. So I'm like,
No, for real, for
like
real.
you can walk up to the vent, you feel the heat coming out and all that jazz, but it was like an icebox in here for like a whole week.
For
So
real.
I get,
And
I
I
get,
like my house cold, but this is
I can't,
outrageous.
I can't stand it. It's stupid. I'm a little weird like that. Like I can't stand like I guess hot temperatures and like crazy heat and all of that. But I don't want it to be cold either.
That's how I
So
am. So I'm just like, I don't know where to move because I can't take no. My sister live in Houston and she talking about she step outside, her hair start jerry curling. I can't do that.
I don't
And
know
then
how
here, but our winters are getting better. It's getting a little more manageable. So
yeah.
it's a little better.
Yeah, I don't know how she managed it. I have no clue how she is managing.
And it's been starting to snow there too. So she thought she got away from it. And
Yeah, they was talking about that last week, and just the ice storm and all of that stuff. So like, how did she do through all of that? Or
she does pretty good. She has some different friends that live a little northern in Texas. So like if things get bad, she'll go stay at somebody else's house or
yeah,
you know.
okay, Tiff.
So
Okay, she like sup. What's up?
What's going on, Tiff?
not much.
Tiffany is on the struggle bus.
So we ain't getting no hi everybody today.
Not
We ain't
today.
getting it. Oh, I can't even do it like you. Dang, Tiff.
Oh,
Hi.
she said.
Y'all don't get a hi everybody. Y'all get a hi.
I don't know. It's like, you know what? I had a great morning. It started off a little rough because I have been in so much pain. My surgery came out well and everything.
That's beautiful.
It was just the doctors found some really bad nerves. You know how when your body, something is wrong. Well, I've been having this pain for like since the cancer. So they wouldn't do anything about it. So he finally went in and he said, yeah, that's what it was, and everything. Anyway,
So like, what do they do for that?
I think he just connected, some good nerves, and I don't know. My appointment with him is next Thursday, so I'll know more. But I just been a little sore. I had to make myself get up. I had help for 4 days. Grateful for that. But otherwise, I had to get up and get out. Bills need to be paid. I can't be sitting around woe with me all the time.
I'm trying to tell you.
Because if you do that, then shit ain't gonna ever get done.
I'm trying to tell you.
But I have been like super nasally, like for the last couple of days too. Like, I don't know what the hell. But anyway,
Yeah.
I went back to work out because honey baby, sister girl jumped on the scale. I was like, yeah, we are about to go back to the gym. So I went back to the gym Monday.
I was gonna say, I think I saw you posted a video or something. You posted maybe on TikTok.
Yeah, today. So I posted Monday's video and today's video. Monday's video, I went to my step class. I go to my step class on Mondays and Fridays. And then today I found a new class called Beats. So it's combination with the weights, with working your basically everything. When I sit here and tell you, and when she said, "Okay, get some water," I almost got some water and walked out. But I had right, I had to pray, and I literally just started super praying. Um, you guys ever fasted before?
Yes.
You
Yes.
have.
Mm-hmm.
So it's this girl on TikTok. She had made this post with this guy talking about fasting. I had put it on my story on TikTok because I think I had tagged you. I might have tagged both of y'all in it or something, or sent it to both of y'all. But
Okay.
he was talking about how he fasts and everything, and I was like, dang, it's different types of fasting. It's different types of fasting, and the one I wanted to try was just a liquid fast. I don't know how I would get through that, but
It's doable. I've done that before.
Yeah.
I've done a liquid fast. I've done soft foods fast. I've done a water fast. And depend on if you're doing it for
water
weight loss. It
fast.
depend on if you're doing it for spiritual. I've done, both. I've spiritually, done a water fast and prayed and stuff like that. But it's hard. It's hard. But the thing about the fast is when you're done, you can't go right back to eating how you was. You got to kind of,
Right.
ease
Like
yourself back
gradually.
into food because you'll get sick.
Yeah, so cause I'm listening to it right now. He first of all, I had to make sure that was the right one. And so he's telling his friends how he's fasted, and he has started off with a 2-day fast, and then he worked his way up. I'm sorry. And so then he went all the way up to, I think it was like 20 or 21 days and whatnot. And he told his friends, he said, when you get that far, it's like stuff will just start coming out at you. Like you will have a whole different aspect into life with people, with people. And I was like, I'm sorry, hey, something in my throat. And so I'm like, dang, man, if I do that, because it'll start messing with you. First of all, you haven't ate. Second of all, you just been totally drinking. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe you would do a fast where you just eat fruit and water. Or maybe you would just
Yeah.
do a fast where you just not eating. I have heard people that just don't eat.
Yeah, you could do all of those. Right now, I'm doing 30 days no drinking.
No drinking
I
what?
alcohol. Don't laugh at me while I'm laughing.
No, I'm not
No,
laughing at you. I'm actually laughing.
we're
I'm
not
actually
laughing
laughing
at
at Tiff
you.
because I'm laughing at Tiff.
Not me.
I'm laughing at her because she like drink what?
Like I'm just gonna stop drinking liquids and just pass away, Tip. You can't go without liquids. Now that's one thing. You can't last without water.
Oh no, cuz I am so proud of you.
I am. I
But
just
I didn't know
had.
you drink like that.
I don't, and you don't have
Or
to
you
be
don't,
like a
and you
drinker,
just
a big
saying
drinker to do that. For one, I'm not a big drinker.
right.
After you get any kind of weight loss surgery, it's hard for your body to process alcohol. We process alcohol a
Absolutely.
lot differently. When I
And
drink,
it's
it hits
actually
my
good that
stomach
you bring it.
immediately. I get drunk, and then maybe 20 minutes later, I could feel completely sober.
You're
It
sober.
just And so
It's
you could
actually
drink a
good.
lot of
That's
alcohol,
true.
not knowing how much you're really drinking because your body is processing it differently. So I
It's
tell
actually
people all the
good
time,
that
I can't gauge sometimes how much I'm drinking because I'll drink the same amount tomorrow and be drunk, and then I'll drink the next day the same amount and not feel it. It's kind of weird. So I have been going out a lot more than usual because my sister's in town. Shout out to Katia Hill. We had a time, didn't we? So we was going out like every weekend, twice a weekend, and that's unusual for me. So it just my body just did not like that. I was starting to feel sick. I wasn't like myself, getting tired, my stomach hurting. So I'm like, well, let me just do 30 days and just cleanse my body. And then, it's not like I feel like I have to or I'm going on a bender or anything, but it didn't feel right with me. So I'm doing 30 days, and then I might drink again. I might not, I might just do a little champagne, a little wine. But that's really it. We got a comment from Kathy Hodges that said, Zatif, no, don't jump on the scale. The scale can be the enemy sometimes, for sure.
And I'm gonna blame it. I'm gonna blame that because the scale is over my mom's house. And yeah, I'm sure enough blaming that. And so me and my mom was like, we ain't losing no weight. I'm thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. Let me get my scale and take it back home because it might make a difference. So I jumped on the scale there and I said, oh yeah, we're not doing this. And then I jumped on the scale again when I was at the doctor. It was like 2 pounds under, whatever. But I was like, I got to change up my eating habits. So that's what I did. And so then when I went to the gym today, but I think it's because I have so much waste in my stomach, and I have stomach because ever since I had gastric bypass in 2014, I didn't get to enjoy my weight loss because I ended up getting sick. Mm-hmm. So like you have some people who have had it and got to enjoy the whole entire year, workout, all of it, and lost 100. My neighbor across the street lost 100% of her weight. When I sit here and tell you 100, like she is skinny. And I'm just like, see, that's what I'm talking about. I unfortunately didn't get to enjoy it until now. So when I saw myself losing a lot of weight, it was because I got sick this couple of months ago. And I was down to like 165. I did not like that look.
Yeah.
I could not ever go all the way down to like, because our ideal weight, and I don't know what your ideal weight is for you, Kat, but I'm 5'2", and our ideal weight is supposed to be 5'2", 125 to 135 pounds. I never weighed that. I never will weigh that because when I got to 165, I really looked sick. When I took my blood work, it showed I was malnutrition, that I had to have protein in my body. I didn't have enough protein. But Kat is absolutely right when it comes to the drinking part, because it was like I could drink, and then 15 minutes later, I was sober again. So, but my birthday, so different story right there, brother. So different story. You talk about, I had 1 glass of lemon drop. Lemon drops. And I got so drunk. Our cousin Lolita and Rhonda came where I was at, and I was so towed up. Rhonda had to walk me out. I think I had told the story already. I said I have to go home now. I don't feel good. I said it just like that, because people be like, don't you sit there and be at the bar drunk. What is it called? Bar drunk or something. So I sat up just like this. I was so dainty. I was like, I'm ready to go home now.
It's like just like a lady.
I did.
You're so funny.
I was not like this. I was like, I'm ready to go now. And Rhonda was like, you ready to go, girl? I was like, yes, I don't feel good. And I went outside and threw up everywhere.
So funny.
I came home and my girl just threw me to the door. My boyfriend opened the door and he never saw me like that before. He just was like, oh my God.
Oh my gosh, so funny. But that alcohol is weird. But yeah, my ideal weight, I'm not really sure. I like myself a little thicker. I'm a little hold on to my holiday weight right now. So I say maybe about 15 pounds.
I'm thicker now.
But at my lowest, I would say I got about to 160 before I got my tummy tuck, my cosmetic surgery, my skin removal. And so after that, I had got down to 152. And so I know we wanted to talk to our guest about that. That was one thing I definitely wanted to get into that. I know me and Tiffany had a couple procedures, so I'm definitely excited to talk to our special guest today.
The only procedure I had was the tummy tuck in my breast. My breast done. That was it. I wasn't able to get my arm. You see, I'm still flapping in the winds. So I'm still flapping in the winds. So
well, let's talk to the professional about that, because I looked on her page and she definitely has some great procedures deal with the arm. So for sure, let's get into that.
So she's gonna so for everybody wondering who our guest is gonna be today, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
So for everybody wondering who our guest is gonna be today, this beautiful lady, she is Oh, where can go? Oh, okay, well, she'll be back in. Our guest today, beautiful young lady. She goes by the name of Dr. Angelina. Um, it's a whole lot that you really can say. There's so much going on out there in the world, just in terms of surgical procedures, and whether you're having gastric bypass or you're doing something cosmetic, or and it's hard to know when you have the right person like on your team, as far as like medical staff and surgeons and that sort of thing. And I feel really grateful, really blessed to really have even gotten connected with Dr. Angelina, because like I've looked through her Instagram accounts, and there's actually two of them. I think did I send you both of the Instagram accounts?
The
I
what
just
account?
got the Surgicare
Yes,
arts one.
yes,
That's the one that
yes,
I followed. So
yeah.
I'll have to look. I saw a couple other pages with a couple locations and things like that.
Yeah, but I think the cool thing, I start looking through people's social media pages and just looking through their accounts and their websites and whatnot, just to get a better idea of what it is that they're doing. And like, she does amazing work. There's so many people, obviously, who follow her, and you know um, who she takes care of, surgically and that sort of thing. But she actually was part of a mixer that went on a couple weeks ago, and Lynn has sent me like a lot of pictures and stuff from it, and it was just cool just to see what was put together, and how they had come together to really network and kind of build that community, but really talk about you know, uh, surgical procedures and that sort of thing. And I like the post that you put up earlier today, Kat, really just in regard to her coming on the podcast tonight, and, really just being able to really kind of get into it, as far as, surgical procedures and whatnot. So all that being said, I want you guys to help me welcome in Dr. Angelina, I'm sorry. Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Amazing.
Hello.
How are you?
Good. Do you
Um,
guys want me to be like this or like this?
That is
Right
perfect.
there.
That is perfect.
Right
See, that's
there.
what I'm talking about.
A true
I know what it's gonna
professional.
look like.
Listen, she's a true professional already. She knows exactly what to do. How are you tonight?
I am great, hanging out. Had a long surgical day, so now it's a good time.
Okay. How do you balance? Like, I mean, essentially, how do you balance? But like, how do you kind of balance and maintain when you have these long surgical days, and then you may have press or you have interviews and stuff in the evening time or anything else for that
You just do it. There is no balance.
matter?
Balance is an illusion.
Yeah.
It does not exist.
Okay. Well, first and foremost, I really just want to say welcome to the podcast. I think this is really amazing. It actually works out very well that you're coming onto the podcast. Number one, because of a lot of our viewers, have different questions and whatnot about surgical procedures and cosmetic procedures, and all kinds of stuff, along that nature. But also, both young ladies here, both of these queens, have had gastric bypass in their past. So I think they both as well have a number of questions that they really want to ask you. But I think it's good. We try to bring on different people with the podcast and just talk about different things that are really hitting our communities and whatnot. So thank you
That's
so much for
awesome.
coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So just to kind of really get started, kind of give everybody an idea of who you are and kind of how you got here.
Sure. Well, as I said, my name is Dr. Angelina. I am founder and president of IBI Healthcare Institute. That's another Instagram page, by the way.
Right.
And it's a large company, surgical center chain. We have 8 surgeons and several other providers, and we provide bariatric surgery, general surgery, plastic and cosmetic surgery. I did separate cosmetic surgery and the Surgicare arts just to kind of have it like separate, because otherwise it's too much in one place.
Right.
And also founder of Ori or Skincare. And We obviously treat people as a whole. So I'm not gonna tell you if you're coming to me for tummy tuck, and if I feel like you're not at the right weight, a lot of doctors normally would have been like, okay, go away, come back when you're skinny. We're not touching you until you get there. And so in our practice, we can treat everything. So I'm not sending you away anywhere. I'm basically taking care of you from start to finish. And the mixer, how I got here, the influencer mixer that I organized and sponsored for the community, is actually for TikTok community. There's a lot of people who are going through their journey, whether it's bariatric surgery, GLP-1, medications. I'm sure you've heard about Ozempic and things, or combinations, and they talk about it. And they wanted to meet. It's the second mixer. They had one in Nashville, and that this was like Atlanta mixer. So I sponsored it to just again bring people together so we can actually have conversations about obesity and treatments for that it's okay that this is a medical condition that needs treatment same as anything else like lupus or high blood pressure, diabetes, or anything else,
And it's
and
funny you
nothing to be
mentioned.
ashamed about. And because people always try to find excuses for that, right? Like, well, will I have the support of the family? A lot of, especially in African American community, I've heard it like so many times. Well, my family thought I took an easy way out. My family did not support me. Oh, you're gonna have something happen to you, some bad, because grandma over grandma somebody had something happen to them. So
Right.
this is really educational, like at least from my standpoint. And so that's what we do. So we're growing and we really try to bring all of that knowledge to people so they're not afraid. People tend to be afraid of things they don't understand. And as you know, all the reviews usually have like happy people don't leave reviews. People don't take their time to go and talk, like they just had good success and they moved on with their life.
Right.
Right.
Like you said earlier, you're like, I just had surgery and you go enjoy your workouts and whatever you do. But people who had bad outcomes are the ones you hear about. So perception is messed up.
Right.
So I'm trying to change that.
Yeah. What I love the fact that you mentioned, especially when a lot of people are having bariatric procedures, they get a lot of flack, whether it be from friends or family or anybody saying that they're taking the easy way out.
Same with
I
medications.
Right. And I know specifically, I mean, my ex-wife had it. And in no way, shape, or form would I look at it like it's an easy way out because there's so much work that you have to do prior to obviously having the procedure and then maintaining and continuing to lose the weight. Because I mean, a lot of people think that it just miraculously falls off. I mean, you do lose rather quickly, but there's so much work still that goes into maintaining the body and healing and being able to actually
Absolutely.
lose it afterwards. So like how do you help your patients deal with that like when they're coming in, because you find a lot of patients now who they haven't really talked to anybody about it, or they've kind of kept a lot of stuff inside because they think that they're going to be ridiculed or told
Judge. Yeah. I
and that
mean, we
sort of
just we talk about it, and they follow me. They know I talk about it all the time. And in our practice, we don't just like do a surgery and let you kind of disappear.
right.
We actually like to follow our patients chronically. So if somebody had, in a lot of practices, if somebody had bariatric surgery, they might do it. And then they have few visits afterwards, up to a year sometimes or something like that. And then they kind of like, okay, you're done, bye. We actually tend to follow our patients more chronically so they can come to us, maybe more often in the beginning. And then let's say after every 6 months afterwards, kind of like you would do if you had diabetes. You go to
Right.
your doctor every 3 months to check your blood, right? So, in a similar way, because we know obesity is a chronic disease, so it has to be monitored the same way. And of course, we don't have a blood work necessarily to monitor your obesity. It's more of the scale, right? And how you feel and other conditions. So that way we can catch it early enough and do a revision if we have to, or start you on a GLP-1 medication if we have to, or do something else. Sometimes it's just a conversation, like somebody to support you and say, no, whatever you're doing, you're using the tool correctly, or no, do something else. Try intermittent fasting, try something else. And so we're there to support them. And I think that's the most important part that we can do.
Right.
I have
Before oh, I'm sorry, Tim. I was just gonna say before the ladies actually get into their questions, I really kind of wanted you to talk a little bit about the mixer that you had, a week or so ago as well, and then I guess more so like why you felt it was necessary, and then what do you feel like everybody got out of that, or what did you want people to get out of the mixer?
Well, I think it's a beginning of something. I think it's from my standpoint, it's the first one that I decided to help to organize. For people who came in, there were a lot of influencers, from TikTok who going through their journey and talk about it on TikTok. And so for them, it's meeting people they already know virtually, right? And they're getting together and actually getting to meet in person. So that was facilitating that. So people who going through this weight loss journey together, who understand what they're going through, they can talk about that stuff, right? So it's good to connect people that way. And people flew in from all over the country. We had people flying in from Texas, from Ohio, from Florida, from Carolinas, like all over. So that was really cool. Obviously, from my standpoint, we had like actually um, several doctors that were sitting there, and we did kind of a podcast, TikTok style,
Right.
having conversations about all of these things that we normally talk about related to weight loss and obesity and plastic surgery. So we had a plastic surgeon, a bariatric surgeon, obesity medicine doctor on a panel, and we kind of had discussions. So again, educational. Um, and I think going forward, because we liked how it turned out, we're probably going to do more of these mixers events where people can come together and feel safe and celebrate their journey. There's not, I feel like there's not like a lot of spaces where people can freely talk about it. And so
Yeah.
this is cool.
Like it seemed like when Lynn sent me the pictures, I looked at it and I'm like, this looks really like I thought it was really cool that obviously you had a number of doctors who come out because I've just never really seen it like that. And I worked in healthcare for over 20 years. And I've worked with a lot of bariatric doctors and that sort of thing, and I've just never seen it where they've had anything even kind of closely related to a mixer where there's like several different types of physicians there, and you guys are obviously talking about kind of the ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, and what there is to be expected. But you had so many people there, and then also Tawanda Braxton was there. So like, what was her connection, or how did she end up being a part of it?
She's just been very supportive. Obviously, I know her. She comes in and she posted it on her Instagram a lot of times, talking
Yeah,
about the GLP-1 shots. A little procedures we do in the office, like skin tightening. You were talking about your um, arms earlier. So she was kind of just like doing little things and promoting. But she's one of the first people that actually was free to talk about GLP-1 medication
yeah,
from God, it was been a couple of years at least. So I still have people sometimes call me to get those medications. And I'm like, how did you hear from about us? And they're like, Tawanda. I mean, she posted about it like 2 years ago, but we know you were the first one to do it and to provide that for us. So
right.
we're still gonna come to you, even though there's like a spa or some other doctor next door who provide it. We want to come to you because of it. So she's been very supportive and open about it, because there's so much hate for people who
Absolutely,
use the medication. I'm like, look, if I'm the doctor and I said that's okay, that's between me and the patient, right? So it's
absolutely.
not, I'm happy that celebrities using the medications because a lot of people also like, well, celebrity took our drugs or whatever. Uh,
But it's nice
but
to have somebody who obviously has used it or they've done it, and they can actually come back and actually speak about it and kind of
yeah, and bring
some of
the
the myths.
attention.
Yeah,
So I don't care how many times Kim Kardashian used GLP-1 medication, people talking about it. That's what I want. I want people to know about bariatric surgery, and I want people to know about the medications.
right. Okay.
That's
I'm
kind of
so
the final point that there's still tons of people who come to my office never heard of bariatric surgery.
right.
Mm-mm.
No, I think it's an amazing thing. But go ahead, Tiff. I know I had cut you off a little bit ago.
Hi, my name is Tiffany.
Hi.
I had bariatric surgery January 20th, actually. 2014, and I'll tell you my ideal weight. My heaviest was 320, but I was pregnant. And before I got pregnant, I was 297. And then I got all the way up to that. And my doctor just really wanted me to gain just 20 pounds, and that was it. After that, that's when I started my journey. Mine, on the other hand, was a little different than Kat's because um, now it's like you got to lose so much. So I only had to lose, like, I think it's like 35 pounds. And then I had to buy these supplements, and they were soup. They were soup and they were juices, the most nastiest things I have ever tasted in my life. And then and that would cut down, your weight and everything. And then after that, I think after like a year or so, I had it. I only lost maybe 50%. Ended up getting sick anyway. Lost some more weight, but then I gained some back. And like I think this year alone, like last year, I actually started. I was like maybe 205, and
Okay,
then
that's not bad. So you still lost a lot of weight.
yeah, but I didn't lose what I wanted. And so with that, and I know when people before they lose weight, they gain all these health problems. With me, I only had rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia. I had everything arthritic related. What I did not have was diabetes until I lost the weight. And then I ended up with breast cancer. And I feel if I didn't lose the weight, I wouldn't have never found my breast cancer. And I had lost all my tissue fat in my breast, and then I felt that lump. So my breasts were already scheduled. I was already scheduled to have the breast what do you
Lift.
call yeah, I was already scheduled to have that. I was already scheduled to have my tummy tuck and everything. And then I felt the lump. And I'm like, I ignored it because it wasn't it didn't run in my family at all. So, but then after that, I developed hypoglycemia, which was weird. And so now I have it and I can't get rid of it. And then I developed gastritis where everything that I eat and drink, I bloat. I bloat so bad to where I end up not throwing it up, but it just hurts my stomach and I can't eat anything else. And it could be the littlest thing. I have had all kinds of tests ran. I had developed H. pylori, got rid of it, come back, got rid of it, come back. Um, but it's just that I can't. I have a whole neighbor who she lost 100% of her weight, but it's like everybody that I have known that has had the gastric bypass, they're not having these issues that I'm having and with the bloating, and that is like my biggest issue is with that. I was not able to get the arms done. See, we're in Ohio. So in Ohio, the insurance runs different. They only going to cover your tummy tuck and they're only going to cover your breasts. Unless
Yeah.
you have something medically wrong with you,
I
they'll
mean,
cover.
if you got it covered, any part of it by insurance, that's great because I don't take any insurance. I
What?
don't take any insurance for any cosmetic surgery at all. They don't pay. There are
Wow.
some doctors
Yeah,
that do it, but I don't operate out of the hospital. I operate out of freestanding surgical center, and that's different.
okay.
So
Yeah,
you
they don't.
get
They only cover that. They only cover those two things, and that's basically it. But
yeah.
yeah, I had just been having those issues, and I'm just like, what to do,
So like
But
There's obviously several things, and it's compiling several things. There are few things you can do for the weight. At this point, I would definitely have you consider the GLP-1 medication. So if your insurance covers Ozempic or Wegovy or any similar medications, that can help you like in several levels
we ain't
with
even about to
your
discuss that, Ozim.
intestinal problems. It can help you with your fibromyalgia. It can help you with rheumatoid arthritis. It can really help to settle a lot of things. And strongly consider doing like a lot of like probiotic prebiotic stuff because that can actually help with some of the
Hmm.
bloating. But obviously, if your doctor's running tests, in Ohio, you have some great, hospitals. Where in Ohio are you? Up in Cleveland?
I'm in Akron, Ohio.
Oh, well, you got Cleveland Clinic down the street. You go there. Obviously, I'm a believer since that's where I trained. I'm from Ohio as well. Um, but I trained at Cleveland Clinic in Cleveland. So obviously, you have some great specialists over there who can probably help you out. And if not, Ohio
Yeah,
State, the other direction.
my doctor actually had put me on Ozempic not last year 23 but 22 when Ozempic first came out, and I really don't think she knew all the effects that it had for my hypoglycemia, because my sugar would drop so much I would like almost pass out. And I'm off of it now because of all the side effects, to each his own. But I cannot do the Ozempic. It made me lose so much weight. I literally got sick off of it. So
That's unfortunate. But there
yeah,
are different medications coming out, new categories, and definitely different management. So doctor has to know what to do with the medication. Just giving it to you and that's it doesn't work. You have to be managed.
yeah.
I have patients with it's usually reactive hypoglycemia after bariatric surgery. So you can, in your case, probably going keto for a while might help also.
What was
Uh,
that?
Keto, avoiding carbs.
That too. I did that too.
If
I wasn't
Usually,
because
I'm not a
I
big
wanted
fan
to
of
say
keto at all. But
it was
with
just so
reactive hypoglycemia,
expensive.
that usually helps.
Yeah,
So,
definitely is
but again, I
expensive.
cannot diagnose all your problems on the podcast.
yeah.
Right.
No, I already got everything diagnosed. It's just like everything that you're saying. Like I literally tried, but like and I got the keto idea off of James here, but it wasn't called keto then.
Yeah, basically avoid carbs because eating carbs will basically stimulate your response and cause hypoglycemia to follow.
Okay.
I have some questions for you. I definitely like what you said, that you guys are like a whole, like you help people the whole way. That was kind of like I went through. We have Suma here, Suma Health Center. And so I did my weight loss surgery, and then I did my skin removal through the same like company, and so it was really good to deal with them like 1 year out, 2 year out, getting my blood work, making sure everything is in order. And for these surgeries, like you have to be in a good health to even qualify for this. So what would you say for people that want to get weight loss surgery or cosmetic surgery, but they smoke cigarettes?
Well, nobody gonna do surgery on them.
That's something
For
that I hear
bariatric
from a lot
surgery,
of friends.
especially bypass, gastric sleeve also a risk, but the risk with the intestinal surgery like gastric bypass, gastric sleeve, is that the staple line, when they make the thing smaller, they have to staple off part of your stomach or part of your intestines, there's a rerouting happens. And the smoking will actually cause that area not to develop enough blood vessels, and it can open up that area. And intestinal juices can leak out and cause sepsis. So that can be very dangerous. And then long term, it can cause ulcers. So same thing, it can create an ulcer, and ulcer can perforate, so create a hole. And again, you got things leaking out where they're not supposed to. And for cosmetic surgery, a lot of cosmetic surgery we do like tummy tuck or facelift or certain other ones where we have long scars, and skin again is kind of like a free, we lift the skin up and then we put it back down and expect that skin to heal down. And it's sometimes under tension when I'm trying to snatch you up and do like a tummy tuck and it's all tight. Well, blood supply is not best. And if you smoke on top of it, it actually closes off your blood vessels, it constricts them. And so those areas where you need the blood the most to heal don't get it, and then the wounds open up. And I've seen it so many times, even people who quit smoking for the surgery and then they come back 6 weeks later when everything was fine, all of a sudden there's an opening. I'm like, when did you start smoking again? They're like 2 days ago. It could literally like pop the wound
What?
open.
Yeah.
So yes, it definitely, the advice here would be stop smoking. And vape, do not start vaping. Vape is not better. As long as there's nicotine in it, I don't care where it come from, it will compromise healing.
Yes. So that was something that a lot of people, my friends, asked me about surgery and, what would they have to do, or, what did I have to do and things like that. I'm a former smoker from before I even started my process. So that was something I didn't have to worry about. But I definitely was in a hospital in recovery with people that were secretly vaping and secretly doing other things. And their wounds weren't healing. Yeah, people were in the hospital with their vapes. And I got to go home and some people didn't. Just depending on
That's
your
crazy.
aftercare and things like that, or like, you have to get up and walk around and be mobile. They start with getting you up to walk like
Sure
almost
do.
immediately after surgery, and some people refused and they weren't able to go home.
I would
So
do
do you think aftercare sometimes is almost as important as, your surgery and getting
Absolutely.
ready?
Before care, preparing for surgery is very important. Getting ready for it, you have to be in the top health. Um, Obviously, a lot of bariatric surgery patients are not in top health. That's why we're doing surgery, right? We're trying to get them to the top health. But even walking few minutes a day, like for 2 weeks prior to surgery, decreases your risk of cardiac problems on the table. So preparing for surgery doesn't have to be running a marathon. It could be literally just going outside and walking for 5 to 30 minutes a day, regular walk. Just doing that alone will increase, your improve your outcome. And then after surgery in my practice, everybody gets up and walks to the bathroom in PACU. So there's no laying around. Plus, we do all our surgery outpatient. So all our patients go home the same day. Whether you like it or not, you're getting out. And if anybody comes back next day on a wheelchair, because some people ask for it, I'm like, no, 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 no. I know. And I tell them, you're not going to like me the first 3 days. Like, we expect that. But you're going to get up and you're going to go walk. So you have to set right expectations. People who tell me, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it," you know what? No, because if anything happens after that, a blood clot, urinary tract infection, wound breakdown, it's gonna be on you.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Yeah, so I was almost 300 pounds when I started, looking into the surgery, and I had been researching it a few years. I went and talked to my cousin Tiff, who had the surgery before me. So I got a firsthand account. Like, she told me everything. So she's like, this is what you should do. This is because I was leaning toward the sleeve. But because my mom has diabetes, I got the full bypass. So I did that. I got skin removal. But for the exercise, I started dancing. That was the first thing I can do. And at first I couldn't really move that much. So I started doing like line dances, cha-cha slide, and, things like that I could just kind of, move around a little bit. And so now I'm doing all the little dances at the bars that everybody, the little popular Tamia dance. And there's just all different dances. And you see me, I'm like, oh, I've been practicing for years, is what you guys don't know.
That's
So it could
amazing.
be fun to start to lose weight. Don't, sometimes it can be a sad period, but it was something that I worked toward, and I was like, okay, I really want to be happy and healthy in my life. What can I do? So that was just like, it was a whole experience. So what are some things that you guys offer at your different practices? Like, I know we said the weight loss surgery and the shots. What about certain cosmetic procedures?
Pretty much all of the cosmetic procedures except the nose. None of my doctors do rhinoplasties. Otherwise, we do everything. So between me and we have three other plastic cosmetic surgeons. So basically, half of our surgeons are plastic cosmetics, the other half are bariatric general. So for bariatric procedures, we do everything: sleeves, bypass, revision surgery. So a lot of endoscopic revisions. So let's say the pouch got stretched out, we can go in and retighten it endoscopically without incisions. Endoscopic sleeves, which are, kind of like in between of, you know,
People
of
call them
both.
mini sleeves. I've heard
Well, they're
it
not really
called
mini
that.
sleeve. They're not. They're regular sleeve. They just probably not as long lasting as regular. So nowadays the price is so close to, because a lot of those endoscopic procedures are self-pay. Insurance doesn't pay for any of it. So sometimes when people have a choice or paying out of pocket, I'm like, look, just go for regular sleeve. If you're already there, for most people, regular. But then for revisions, it's helpful. So there's a whole like list of bariatric procedures. It's not just like one or two. It's like 10. variations. So there are mini sleeves they can do and things like that. And then for plastic, it's anything from brachioplasties, which is the arm lift, and thigh lift. We specialize in thigh lifts just because there's not many people who do that. So I do have people flying from all over the country specifically for thighs to me.
I would
And usually
love
with
that.
breasts.
That's one thing that I like. I wish I could just get everything lifted. The arms, I need the back, the thighs, everything. Like that is amazing. You guys do you guys do vaginal rejuvenations or anything
Absolutely.
like that?
I know a lot of people
Why are you
look at
guys laughing? That's a serious
it's natural.
question.
A lot of people call these procedures like mommy makeovers, which I don't like that name just because it's like a marketing name, right? There's not actual surgery mommy makeover. It's combination of things. And usually it's like breast anatomy, breast anatomy. I was like, but kids mess up other things,
And I will
So
definitely
yes,
talk
in my
about
practice
that because
we do a
I
lot of
I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, I'm just saying we do a lot of vaginal rejuvenation. Sometimes I'll talk about hemorrhoidectomy as well. We do laser hemorrhoid procedures because that happens with kids too. So if we're gonna talk about mommy makeover, you don't have to be mommy to get it. But I'm just saying we gotta take care of all the
Yeah.
parts.
That's not the only thing that happens with children or even with weight loss. And I will say, I definitely have gotten my vagina reconstructed after weight loss surgery. Yes, you guys have heard it here. I have had that done, and it was paid through my insurance. Because people don't know when you suffer through things, you can talk to your doctor about it. That was something that was bothering me after I had my daughter at 17. So, being a 17-year-old, your body changing, your vagina's changing and losing weight and things weren't right. I didn't feel comfortable. So I talked to my doctor about it, and we had to go through a process with, the insurance and proving that, hey, this is a procedure. And I believe I was one of the first cases to prove it. So it's something that can be done because me and my doctor set the precedent. And she was able to, write about it in medical journals and things like that. It was a whole experience. But I just want to let the viewers know, don't ever feel like something that you're going through is trivial, or everybody,
It's not normal.
everybody changes. Everybody changes after having babies. If you're not comfortable with something, you can fix it.
Yeah, in female health, it's more a women health issue. A lot of things that happen with women, some people just take it as, well, that's what it is. That's part of aging. It's part of being a woman. Like severe cramping and pain. You guys seen those experience? Put those receptors, the pain receptors on a guy. They cannot walk a block.
And they pass
and we're
out.
like operating all day, 9 months pregnant. We're like in surgery for 12-hour days on high heels. Well, high heels is my problem.
Mine too.
I honestly can say if I was to get anything done, it would be my arms, not so much my legs, because like I said, I never was skinny ever. And when I had got down to the lowest my weight, I didn't like it. And so when I got and a couple of pounds really adds and makes a difference, So like I'm just really thick in my thighs and in my hips, and I got all of that from my mom. Thanks, Mom. But as far as like my butt is concerned, I'm not so much concerned about my butt, but I probably would like a little fat back there. But it's just like I think ever since these here, I'm like so insecure about this, especially when you have a shirt or if you want to wear that gown that you always been wanting. I can't wear the gown. I can't because I have nothing to put in here. And with the prosthesis, I wear prosthesis all the time.
Why didn't you have reconstruction?
Ma'am, listen. I had 3
It's an option.
reconstructions. I had 3 reconstructions, and my right breast just will not take any they literally removed it. They removed it and then they did a reconstruction. So right now it's reconstructed, but it's not enough to hold a shirt, a dress. The dress that I wore to our family reunion last year, it kept falling down. I kept having to I tied it up, everything, because it was strapless. So, that was my first, and I was so proud of myself in that dress, baby. And but it was just it just
Kept
wasn't.
malfunctioning.
Yeah, it just wasn't. And
But
I
but
always
I
tell
will say
people,
that Tiff is a very hard on herself. She's very hard on herself. She'll tell me, "Oh, I don't feel comfortable." I'll come somewhere and she's looking like Beyonce or something. Like she's looking like she looks so good, and I know I have that problem too, especially after bariatric surgery. We don't see ourselves how others see us. Whenever I see
because
Tiff,
I'm
she
super
always looks beautiful. Everything I see, to me, the girls are always sitting nice when I look at you. So
I'm super. I'm 46 years old. I'm super insecure about myself. Like I don't even like. I have guys that say, "Oh, you are so beautiful," but shoot, you can't even trust their word for it half of the time because they be trying to get into something or want something. So it's like I've been with one person for 11 years. I'm like. Yeah, I try to just stay away from it, and you don't see it because a lot of people who have, and I will tell everybody that's out there seeing this right now, if you went from skinny to big, they will always probably see themselves skinny. They're trying to get back at that. You know what I'm saying? Versus us, I have always been a big girl since junior high school, and it has gotten bigger, bigger, bigger. I think I have never been this size ever. So I always see. So when I gained just a little bit of pounds, I was at 165 and went all the way back up to 180 because when I was on that Ozempic, when I got off of that Ozempic, it had me eating. I'm talking about, you would have thought I smoked a pound of weed or something. I'm up here eating cookies. Every time I go to my mom's house, where I go, mommy? Where do I go? In the cookie jar. You have to have space. You have to have control. Stop bringing the cookies in the house. Those are for Big Mom. Okay, well, the first thing I go to is the cookie jar. I get 2-3 cookies. I tell everybody, listen, it's okay to go in the cookie jar.
yeah, but like you said, I mean, it's everything
like
in moderation. You know, that's what I'm learning. I'm teaching myself, and my trick is I try to enjoy stuff outside of the house. I don't buy it for the house. So if I want ice cream or a cookie, I'll eat it wherever I go. If I want to go get a cookie, you know, but I try not to keep it at the house because I'm a sleep eater. I'll if it's next to my bedside, I will in my sleep wake up with cookie crumbs because I don't know. I just
in the bed.
Call me Cookie Monster. I don't know. But yeah, so Dr. Angelina, are there some surgeries or procedures that you would tell us to steer away from or that are dangerous
to our health? For
the main thing to remember, every procedure is dangerous.
Yes.
And you have to do your research and go to appropriate places to get it done. You do not want to go to the cheapest place in town or fly to Mexico to get it done. I see a lot of that. I see a lot of complications coming from out of country, and have nowhere to go. This is your health. There are a lot of stories, and I do comment on it a lot of times. I have like my TikTok where I talk about this stuff where, people do not make it through local procedure, let alone under general anesthesia. If you go to the wrong place, you can it's very easy to get hurt. There's no such thing as like, oh, just a little small surgery, just a little tiny some. No, if somebody makes a cut on you, it doesn't matter how small or which instrument is used to make a cut, because right now there's a lot of those liposuction places that like, oh, we're not cutting you with a scalpel, we're just making a little hole and go underneath your skin to suck out your fat. I'm like, you made a hole. I don't care what you made it with. It's a surgical procedure and it can be dangerous. So don't treat surgery as just like another little thing, I'm sure you all heard stories, people dying in a dentist chair, right? From like a root canal.
A root canal, yes.
Right.
I was thinking of going somewhere in Mexico. I even was like talking to the coordinator, like I knew someone that went, so I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go. And then that's when that story happened that the people had got kidnapped on the way to surgery, and I'm like,
yeah.
Oh,
and I hear those stories of people not coming back. I mean, who knows, you're gonna wake up without one kidney, like you don't know.
Yeah, my friend got weight loss surgery in where was she at? Somewhere in Mexico. And when she came back, she had some complications. She's fine now, but she definitely had to go to the hospital. And, you know, there was some things, and you don't know what this person did, gave you anything. So and a lot of times when you come back to the States, doctors don't want to touch you because they don't
want to
know.
touch you.
Right.
When you go to the hospitals, will give you some antibiotics and maybe some pain meds. Be like, go talk to a surgeon. And you're like, oh, my surgeon's in Mexico. They're like, find another one.
Right.
And nobody really wants to help you. And so that's definitely, I've seen I actually have service to help those people, but it's not cheap, and nobody
And
wants
so
to take
how
care
do
of
we
it.
know who's
So
safe?
just be
How do
safe.
how do you find a safe doctor?
Make sure they're board certified, make sure they're operating out of a certified facility, so accredited facility. So like my facility is actually a center of excellence for bariatric surgery. You know, we're not like a big hospital, we're outpatient surgery centers, but we are accredited. You know, all my surgeons are board certified. So you want to look at the results, you want to look at what kind of follow-up you're going to get, you want to see how comfortable you feel with the surgeon. Because if I have some people, even on TikTok, how do I ask my doctor this? I'm like, just like this, you just go and ask a question.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to be able to have a conversation with the person who's going to cut on you. And if
Right.
you're afraid to ask them a question or don't feel comfortable, maybe that's not a right doctor for you. You know,
So
you should be able to have a good follow through. How many times you're going to be seen? You know, what if you have a complication? What are the rules and regulations? You know, how often can you call the office? It's amazing how many times people come in from like Miami surgeries and all that stuff. They don't know name of doctor. They have zero follow-up care.
What?
They just don't know. And so they're stuck. And you want to avoid that.
I think that's why the service that you offer, I think that's another reason, you know, as to why it's so good, and you know why people are really taking to it. And just like with the mixer, like you had such an amazing turnout, because I mean it can be bariatric surgery, it can be something cosmetic, it can be anything. A lot of times when people are dealing with physicians and they have procedures done, then they have complications, or they need to call and talk to the doctor and they can't get to the doctor, or the doctor just, you know, they're busy, so they don't have time. And I think what you have in the service that you're offering, like it really lends to the patient, being able to come back to you if they have questions and if they have concerns and that sort of thing. And it makes the process, I would imagine it makes the process a lot easier, you know, as opposed to somebody that, you know, has a procedure with somebody and then they can't get back to them.
Yeah.
A question I was going to ask you is, what do you recommend, if anything, in terms of people who are looking to have procedures and they may be thinking, okay, well, I'm going to go to Mexico, or I'm going to go and get this done. And I mean, we all know kind of in the back of our minds that it's not safe to go and do that sort of thing. But the reality is a lot of people are doing it because it's a lot cheaper. So like, what do you recommend, or is there anything that you recommend just in terms of people finding somebody good here, and then, you know, even kind of dealing with the financial piece of it too, especially if they're paying out of pocket?
Well, I mean, number one, do the math. Sometimes, yes, it might be a couple $1,000s more expensive here, but long term, if you come back with any kind of complication, which do happen, and I see it all the time, it's going to cost way more to try to fix that. And then you have to have revision surgery to redo the whole thing, which I have seen. Then it's going to cost way, way more. You know,
Right.
their financial plans, you know, my practice offers that. We're one of the first transparent surgery centers in the country. We've been doing it for 13 years now. We left Cleveland in 2011. So since, you know, pretty much when we first opened up the surgery center officially in 2014, the actual, you know, when we built it out and we had our first one. So 10 years ago, first thing we did, we published all the pricing online. So you can pick up a phone and be like, how much is gastric sleeve? $9,400. Is $9,400 a lot? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of money, but compared to what it costs around the country, $25,000, $42,000 in some places, $9,400 is not a lot at all.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you can find prices in US that not like Miami, because Miami is kind of like Mexico. Surgeons don't do the surgery there. Like in plastic world, usually it's assistance for like super cheap. Like when you see super cheap, you have to start thinking where they cut the corners, right?
Right.
Like if my tummy tuck is, let's say, $10,000, but over there they're doing it for $3,000. Well,
What are they not doing?
How much are they paying their doctor?
Right.
If they're paying their doctor, if they're not, that means assistants doing the surgery. Do they have malpractice insurance, which in Ohio, in Georgia, and Florida is a lot of money? Are they paying rent? Do you have light?
Right.
Do they have
Like,
light?
are they using what's happening? Like, how do we get?
And are
that
they
price
taking
that
something
cheap?
from
You know what I
you?
mean?
Like, are they going to take your kidney? How are they getting their money?
Well,
Well,
not
that's
only
like
that,
that's what I'm saying. Like what? How would they? If average cost is a number, and I never claim to be the cheapest surgeon. Like, I am not. I trained at Cleveland Clinic. I trained at Ohio State. I literally trained in the top universities and places in the country. And same as my partner.
right?
We're not going to be the cheapest, but we give you the best work.
Right.
And we are transparent, so you can call and say how much is that. Like, right now there's a new rule: hospitals supposed to be able to give you prices like that. They still be kind of fishy about it.
Right.
And this is like all inclusive: anesthesia, pre-op, post-op,
That's
surgeon fee, everything. So you can easily like find places like this here, and then you don't have to go far away. You can stay within United States, where you are protected by a lot of laws, and you have doctors who have malpractice insurance, and you also have to make sure the doctor has hospital privileges nearby. So if anything happens, you have a hospital to go to, right? You have to have all of these things in place before you sign up for surgery.
and not only that, do you guys charge now when people call your office to schedule a consult? The consult is separate from everything else, correct? Like your consult can be like $100 consult, or
so for like bariatric surgery, if we're not, so for the general bariatrics, actually they could use insurance if you have one. But if it's a self-pay, they can pay consult fee, but that consult fee will get applied towards procedure if they self-pay. So like if they come in for gastric sleeve, they pay $200 for consult. That $200 now part of that $9,400 they pay for gastric sleeve.
okay. And then my next question was, my next question is, I'm sorry, the anesthesia. That's separate.
No,
Because-
this is what I'm when we're
it's
saying
all
prices,
included, huh?
everything's included. That's my point. It's
see,
all inclusive
because
pricing.
here it's separate.
Right. So most places do that like that. They'll be like, oh, well, the surgery is 12,000, anesthesia maybe another 3,000, facilities another like 100,000. I don't know. The
Right.
hospitals charge a lot. No, when with my practice, when we give people a price, it's all inclusive.
Okay. Yeah, that's
So
what I'm trying to
we
get
have
at.
we have a question from the comments.
Don't read that.
Why? Why? She want to know. This
And
is
I mean,
this
but
is a question. I think
He's
this is a
right.
question. So this is
I
Tiff's
think it's a
mom.
I think it's a very good question.
I think
It's
it's
a
a
very
good
good
question. She said,
And to be honest,
so
she
let's say I went to
answered it
Mexico
already.
and I came back home and started having complications. Why won't a doctor help me?
Because it's a liability.
Yeah. And plus you went out of the country to get it.
It's a liability. So that's how a lot of doctors view it. They say that it's not my problem. If you have a problem, go to emergency room. And if you like an in-between state, like you're not bad enough to go to emergency room,
Yeah.
but you're still not well, then you can go to wound center. Let's say you have an open wound after tummy tuck or something. But insurance will say, well, this was a cosmetic procedure, and your insurance doesn't cover cosmetic procedures, so nobody wants to touch you because everybody wants to get paid. So then in my place, I do offer that help for people. I do say, well, obviously I didn't do this to you. I didn't, I used to be a trauma doctor and critical care doctor as well. So, like a surgical critical care. So we took care of like the sickest people in ICU, gunshots and all of that stuff. Right. So for me, taking care of a wound or somebody who've been, traumatically injured, whatever, is not a problem. But I'm not doing it for free. I'm not an emergency room, right? I'm a private practice. I have to pay for supplies and I have to pay salary to all my employees. So that means there'll be a charge for it. So people have to be prepared that if they have those complications, they'll have to pay for it.
I know, Mom.
Yeah.
And a life in that situation only applies to emergency room. You cannot show up in a private, like random private surgery office, who are not equipped to handle emergencies, basically. Like I'm just like walking around in my, sparkly shoes and whatever. And like, I'm not an emergency room. So actually I'm not obligated to take care of anybody if they don't pay me.
Yeah,
I
I
just
once I
that's
once saw a girl that came back. She had got a BBL out of the country, and when she came back, she had some necrotic tissue
I've
in her
seen that.
buttocks, and so she was unhappy with that. So she went to the emergency room, and what they did is they got rid of that, which created lumps and open wounds and scars on
Well,
her butt. And she got wound care, but she has all these scars and lumps and bumps, and that's the problem. You may get care, you may get the life-saving care, but you're not going to be happy with those results.
it's not going
That
to be
there's not going
cosmetic
to be a
care.
surgeon that's
Correct.
going to reconstruct that for free in the States, right?
Correct.
and that's what and that young lady who got the BBL, that's the thing, is the scars.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a lot of scars on me, and my breast has a lot of scars, but those scars were something that could not that had to be fixed. You know what I'm saying? So now that I have everything fixed, now I look at myself in the mirror, and that's when the insecurity comes in at. And it's like it's just in my head. I want this done over. I want a whole new breast, with no scars,
Are,
no nothing.
Sometimes
do you
more is
cover
not
some
better.
procedures that help with scars?
There are some laser microneedling procedures, resurfacing procedures. So absolutely, there are procedures to, minimize appearance of the scar. Sometimes if the scar is bad enough, we can revise it completely, just cut it out and just put a nice, fresh, thin scar and hope it will heal better this time. Because if it was done during big surgery, a lot of tension, wound healing issues, it might not heal pretty. So you can go and revise it and make it like nice, thin line after a while. So there are different options, but things
Um,
can be done.
I'm so
so what would you
tired.
do if somebody said, "Hey, my dentist or my ENT is going to give me a nose job"? What would you say to
ENT,
them?
not dentist. ENT, absolutely
ENT,
fine.
they,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
ENT is the doctor who should be doing your nose job to start with.
Mm.
ENT is ear, nose, and throat doctor, literally. So they are trained to do your nose job. And there are ENT doctors who also go into an additional fellowship specifically for like plastic reconstructive type of surgery, specifically on the face. I would trust those guys better and more than any other surgeon. I
I
don't
had
do
a
those for
nose
that reason.
job.
I'm not an ENT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a general trauma, colorectal / cosmetic surgeon, so I can do a lot of things in your body, but I'm not gonna make your nose pretty, so I don't mess with it. I know
Yes.
my limitations, and nose is that
No,
limitation.
I knew someone who's like dentist and someone else who had an ENT that were doing these nose jobs when I was in high school. It was like a bar mitzvah thing. Like they would all, it was like a group of girls. They were all getting their noses done like as a bat mitzvah gift, and they were going to one group was going to dentist and one was going to the ENT, and some of them were good and some of them were a little, had some issues, and come to find out that some of these doctors did not even have any training in those areas, and the ENT never had cosmetic, or he wasn't board
But you don't need to
certified
have
for
cosmetic
that.
for ENT. So ENT, literally, they're surgeons specifically specializing in ear, nose, and throat. ENT, ear, nose, and throat. They are the experts of that area. So for them, they don't need any additional training to do
Oh,
nose.
okay. Yeah, it
Now,
just was like we
dentists
were
should
all
not be,
like,
and dentists should not be in your nose.
mhm.
Period.
That's pretty
Well,
much,
there are places
they
where
have their
different
limited area of
doctors,
expertise, and that's your mouth.
there are different
Teeth.
doctors that they rent out these medical labs and have these spots where they say, hey, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and they're not board certified. A lot of people don't know that you can be a surgeon, but you may not be board certified. You may be a doctor and you're not
Exactly.
certified in
And
that area.
Tell
you
you
have to
what.
be careful about the term of cosmetic surgery. So I'm a cosmetic surgeon in the true sense. I am a surgeon. I've trained for 5 years at Cleveland Clinic, where I've pretty much done the whole body, everything. I've done a lot of breast cancer, colon cancer, robotic, laparoscopic, endoscopic surgery. Trauma. In Cleveland, you guys probably heard of Huron Hospital. It's closed now, but it's East Cleveland. That's where I trained, right? So we got the worst of the worst as far as the wounds.
Yeah, they did.
I did then critical care trauma, another year of training. So I pretty much can handle anything that comes through the door. right? And then after 5 years of practice, I went and did an additional year of cosmetic surgery training and got a third board certification in that.
Okay.
So nobody can tell me I'm not board certified, cosmetic surgeon. I'm not a plastic surgeon. I'm a cosmetic surgeon. That's the difference. However, people use cosmetic surgery term very loosely. So they'll be like a dermatologist, a skin doctor who claim that they are cosmetic surgeon. They are not a surgeon. They might be doing cosmetic procedures, but they're not a surgeon, right? And so some people could be like a family doctor, internal medicine doctor, ER doctor who decided to switch specialties and say, I'm going to be a cosmetic surgeon now, except they cannot do a fellowship in cosmetic surgery because they're not going to get accepted into it. You have to be a surgeon to be accepted into surgical fellowship, right? So just because somebody says, I'm a cosmetic surgeon, board certified, but that might be board certified by family medicine or internal medicine, and then they call themselves a cosmetic surgeon. You know what I mean? So it's like play on words. So make sure you just, like, if you're board certified, which board? And the only two I would really want people to have either plastic surgery board certification or cosmetic surgery board certification by American Academy of Boards, of Surgeons, specifically that with previous surgical training. So don't get confused just by words, because people do. I mean, there's a lot. Like I see TikTok, a lot of doctors post pictures, and they're not a surgeon. So it happens. So just be vigilant about that.
So what would you say to people that don't feel comfortable with their doctor? Like, say I've had all these appointments and we're getting close to my surgery and I don't feel comfortable with this person. What would you suggest?
I mean, it's amazing that you would have all of those appointments. Like if you're talking about bariatric surgery, like you have usually 6 appointments, you see the doctor or usually a nurse practitioner or somebody else like that. So if you actually have seen surgeon every time, that would be pretty amazing. A lot of plastic surgery places the same thing. You a lot of times get to see not a surgeon. But yeah, if you're not comfortable, you can either find out what is it. I guess think about what is it that you're not comfortable about. Is it the way people speak to you? Is it that not addressing your issues? You feel like they're not hearing you. A lot of times that's my common kind of thing that I hear from people. I'm telling them what I don't like, but they're not hearing me. Then they like, yeah, like, like if woman wants breast augmentation and she's like, I want to be small, natural, whatever. And they'd be like, yeah, I'll give you 800s, which is like very big because that's what guys like better,
Yeah.
like you have to, like, what is the problem? And if it doesn't line up, just go to another surgeon. I mean,
yeah,
there's plenty.
We have a question from the comments, and this is from my mom, and she said, is there an upper age limit you would not do these surgeries, like a granny makeover, or are there certain diseases or conditions where you would not do surgery?
I mean, you have to be obviously be health conscious. So if you had previous heart attacks or lung failure or kidney failure, we have to be super careful. I do not want to make you pretty for, the next stage in life, or after. I'm not in that kind of business. So you have to be healthy for anesthesia. Now, the age limit, there's not really a limit. I mean, you have to be like reasonable. You don't want to spend, ridiculous amount of money on the surgery if I feel like your life expectancy is like 5 years. Really, like from my standpoint, I would want you to use common sense. Right. Now, there are some 40-year-olds who super unhealthy who I would not put on the table. There are 40-year-old people who I would not do cosmetic surgery on because I feel like they're not going to tolerate anesthesia, whether it's obesity or smoking or some other, I mean, people have heart attacks at very young age too, right? So
yeah.
There are 40-year-olds who I will never operate on, and then I have 69-year-olds that I do tummy tuck on. If there
you say what now?
Yeah, I've done tummy tuck on 64-year-olds, 65-year-olds.
I thought you
I've
said
done breast
90.
lift on
I don't know why I thought you said 90.
I didn't say 90. No, I said have to be reasonable. And so if I feel like this person's expectation, I have some grannies, as you put it, like mid-60s who are like running marathons.
Yeah.
They'll beat me on that treadmill anytime. I'm like, sure. We can do procedures, within reason. I have to usually stage it or say, okay, no more than like 3 hours on the table. Like, we have to have reason. But we have to look at your health overall and exactly what you're trying to do. But it's doable. I
I
have a
love
lot of
the
brains.
I love the fact that we've been able to kind of get all these questions off on you and whatnot. As far as the mixer that you had recently, how many more of them? Like, do you have more that are planned coming up, and then will they all be there in the Atlanta area, or will you travel around with some of them?
So, I mean, it's kind of new. This was like a trial one. We wanted to see how it's gonna go and if people are gonna show up. When you do this kind of event, like, I don't know, I
Right,
wish some people show up. Let's
right.
try it out. I got this fancy hotel bar rented on a rooftop. Um,
Man, it looked
so
like an amazing turnout.
it was, yes, it was pretty. It was good. We basically filled up the place. We were at capacity. Um, so yes, I'm thinking maybe a couple times a year. And we'll probably do another one in summertime or, after school's out or
Oh,
something in Atlanta again. I figure Atlanta is a relatively central place people can travel
right,
to. It's easy
right.
to land and, everybody flies direct and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And then maybe try Florida. I do have an office in Tampa, Florida. So my potential next one would be in Florida, sometime maybe when it's not so cold or warm, whatever, different season when it makes sense to go to Florida.
James, what you over there looking at this comment?
Yeah, I was pulling up the. I like the fact that people are like really commenting and asking questions and whatnot. This is actually one of my friends, Kim Haycock. She said, "I'm 55 and I'm going to get surgery on my sagging skin after gastric bypass, and I'm a granny. Don't hate on us, honey."
I know that's right, girl.
I mean,
Ain't
55
nobody hating.
again. This is like
Nobody
young
is
for
definitely
surgery.
hating.
Yeah.
Nah, I think it's amazing. All three of us are really grateful for you coming on to the platform, really discussing this. I think there's a lot of people, as you can tell from the comments that we've been getting, throughout the conversation. There's a lot of people who really do have like legit questions,
Yeah.
just about different procedures and finding the appropriate doctors and whatnot. I think this is great. I think the mixer that you had is great. Definitely looking forward, and I'm not trying to have no surgery. I'm not trying to have no surgery, but on the flip side, I would love to come out to one of the mixers because I just find it really interesting, and I think it's pretty dope that all of you, as far as doctor wise, like all of the doctors come together and really work together to help the patients and help them kind of figure their way through a process that can be tedious.
Yeah. Thank you. Follow me on TikTok. That's where I'll be posting all that stuff. It's Dr. Angelina MD. So Dr. Angelina MD on TikTok is where I post all of that stuff.
Okay. Any kind of final comments or anything that you really want to get out there?
No, just keep doing what you're doing. I love when people kind of, do the podcast, try to educate people on all of your journeys. You both had amazing journey. I know sometimes things happen, but sounds like you're doing really good, Tiffany.
Yes. My mom.
And just get your confidence back. It's your thoughts are material, the way I usually say it. So if you tell yourself that you are confident and you love yourself the way you are,
Yes.
it will happen.
Yes.
Thank you again for coming onto the platform. We would love to do it again, especially when you have another mixer coming up. We would love to do that again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. You guys
You're
have
welcome.
a great night. Bye.
Bye.
So what y'all think, ladies?
Well, let me apologize to my mom right quick because she she literally just texted me. I'm like, why would you tell them? I'm not going to answer another. Like, I am sorry, Mom. You can ask whatever you want. I apologize. I love you. She keeps texting
But
me.
that was a good.
And it was, and my whole thing was,
people go to Mexico all the time. And
I actually thought I didn't read
and wonder.
She said, thank you. She gonna say thank you with the little rosy cheek emoji. because I did not read the whole thing. Usually when my mom asks something, it's like, you got to be kidding me right now, Mom. Like, and y'all know how mom dudes can get.
No, that's how it is. That is. Listen,
but
I was
no,
asking
she
my mom
asked a
something.
valid point. She had a valid point.
She had a valid point. Listen, I was on the phone with my mom earlier, and I'm like, Mom, I want you to get on my Facebook and check that my story posted because it wasn't showing me. It wasn't showing up for me. And I'm called her. I'm like, yeah. So can you look on my Facebook? She's like, okay, now wait, what? On my page, on your page.
Oh my God.
Go to Facebook, the app. Click on there, put my name in.
And
she's like,
if
is it in your notifications or my notifications? I said, that's not a question. That's not even. I said, you know what? Let me call Katia. I'm done. I'm done.
You can't be asking the parentals to do anything like. And it's 2024, and it's just going to get even worse with the technical stuff. You talking about some technical difficulties? It's about to be like, are you for real? Because I'm gonna be asking my boys like, hey, go in the air and scroll down and go to the left. Because that's exactly how it's gonna be, y'all. That's exactly how it's gonna be.
Well, they already have technology, so they have like the Google. Have you ever seen the smart glasses? They have the Google glasses that you can wear, and as you're looking at stuff, like you can search something, you could look at a product, and it could show you. You could buy it on Amazon or how much it costs or all kind of stuff. So they already have that. They're even working with contacts that do that.
I think Apple just came out with something.
Yeah, the Apple glasses, the Google glasses.
And if I go to what's it called, I'll probably be eligible for a free one. They come out, they be like $1,000, and then next year, oh yeah, you're eligible for a free one.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, I really like the guest tonight. I know that, we talked about all our surgeries and stuff, and I'm one of the people, I'm open about my surgeries and I'm open to getting more stuff done. So I'm definitely going to be following her and hitting her up for some procedures, some nip tuck, a little snip here,
right.
Yeah. I mean, that was the whole purpose, obviously of her coming onto the platform is to help people feel more comfortable about opening up. So, I mean, I think that's good that you are comfortable with talking about it because it only helps the viewers and people who are looking.
And that's going to be something I'm going to talk more about on my show.
Yeah.
We're still in the works. Keep watch. But
I
got I'm making my little logos and stuff. So.
It takes time.
But yeah, so for all the transcenders, I will be having my own show and we'll be talking more about plastic surgery, cosmetic procedures, weight loss, diets, beauty regimens, and on top of, the hot topics and some fun things. So if anybody out there wants some more information, I will be giving information on what procedures I got and how you can get them covered through your insurance, including Medicaid. So keep watch. Transcenders.
That's good. So trending topics, what's going on out there?
Let me see, I had some stories pulled up. It's kind of been a little quiet. It's been a little quiet. I know that Diddy has some more lawsuits. He had a lawsuit from, he has that song Act Bad that he did with Young Miami. And they did a whole Act Bad tour. So it was like a tour. There was merchandise. That was like the new Act Bad lifestyle thing. Well, now it's come to find out that someone else has that copywritten and for merchandise and things like that. So he's facing a $5 million lawsuit for that.
Oh, wow.
So they're saying when it rains, it pours for Diddy. He's getting all kind of lawsuit. He also has another sexual assault lawsuit. And it's being filed by a Jane Doe. So there is someone who is suing him for sexual assault, but he nor the public knows who this person is. So he has filed to have that person uncovered. He feels like, they say you have the right to face your accuser. But in situations like this, where it is, sexual assault and some crucial details like that, they're keeping her private. So everybody has been trying to guess who this person is. So do y'all have a guess of who you think it could possibly be? It was said that they were signed to Bad Boy and they were a female artist. Those were the clues.
Oh wow, that's more information because I know there's been some stuff going around just as far as maybe two people who they say are public figures, so they weren't disclosing who they were and that sort of thing. So is this one of those or?
Yeah, I have my speculation of who I think that it is. And it's an artist that I really liked on Bad Boy that was in there around the 2000s era. But I don't know. This person wants to say anonymous, but I'm not the first person that have said this. It's been plenty of, I've seen polls, I've seen all type of things. So my guess is it is Cherry Dennis, if you guys know who that is.
Yes.
Yes, she had that "I Love You,"
right.
That song with Jim Jones, and I think Young Jock, because Young Jock was signed and doing work with Bad Boy around that time. So Cherry Dennis is a person that was signed to Bad Boy around the 2005 era. That a lot of people are saying the stories and the things that she alleged kind of lined up. So I'm hoping, I'm a big fan of hers. So I'm hoping that this is not something that she went through, but shout out to whoever it is. We sending love and positivity your way. But yeah, we're gonna be keep watch on Diddy. It's a lot more going on. It's just coming down for him. It's really coming down.
Yeah.
And Cassie and her husband were at Fashion Week.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you what you thought about that.
They was looking like some bad boy money. They was looking like more money, more problems. That's what they
right.
Like.
Because did you see the comments that Lil Duval had posted?
Yes. That's where I saw it, and I was just like, yeah, that was crazy.
Did y'all see? Look, I had got on Instagram earlier.
What?
And this, I'm about really sick of these oh my god, like Facebook is starting to get a little boring for me.
Mm-hmm.
You get on there, happy birthday, congratulations, happy anniversary, and stuff like that. Because when I post stuff, I'll post stuff from IG, and it'll go to Facebook. So you necessarily don't have to go on Facebook to post anything.
Mm-hmm.
And but as far as like TikTok, if I go on TikTok and try to post something, it won't go to Facebook. It'll go to IG. But now Facebook got it to where if you post something on Facebook, it'll go to IG. They just literally started that. So I go on IG, and the first thing pops up on my feed is, what's that chick, that red chick? What's her name? Ruby Red?
Sexy Red?
Sexy Red, sexy my ass. Listen, let me
what about Sexy Red? I love me some Sexy Red, okay?
Who in the disrespectful ass sits up there and take a whole picture with a dude's face in her behind?
Oh yeah. She said he was doing some munching at the baby shower.
At the baby shower,
she had her baby daddy's face
at the baby, y'all swear.
At the baby shower. Mm-hmm.
I said, yeah. I went straight to the comments. Every time I see some foolishness, I go straight to the comments. Man, them comments was going in on her so hard, wasn't even funny. I was like, dang.
But the crazy thing is how you all hugged up. She had a whole photo shoot with her baby dad. They had a maternity shoot.
Yeah, but
with the baby and the baby dad. But you know what her most popular song is? That's out right now, right? Fuck my baby dad. I'm a fine ass bitch. I ain't in the house sad. How you got a song talking about F my baby dad? But yeah, he all in your booty at the baby shower.
Bro.
See, I don't
James like, I don't know nothing about that.
I told y'all long ago that I don't listen to her, so I don't know.
Oh
See, that's more my age type of thing. See, the thing about me is I love old school 90s R&B and stuff, but I love me some ratchet rappers right now. I love some
like, don't do that, Tiffany. Don't let her play us like that on the age thing. Don't do that. Don't do that. No.
I know I done gotten old.
We the same age.
I done got to old because I have Series in my car.
Mm-hmm.
So I would, James. I don't know if you have Sirius,
I do.
but okay. So it's a station called Blend, Blend. So the Blend station is where all the old school, like the Bee Gees, Barbara's.
I know I saw you about to flip out the car the other day. Talk about lip life or something.
Oh, I listen to Blend every single day. You know why? I got Big Mom all in me. Big Mom used to have that one station. She used to 1590 WAKR, Akron Canton radio station. She had that on her car. Big Mom never was an R&B person. She was always straight gospel. And she would listen to all of the old school white stations. I kid you not. So I started. And you know why? Because it eases my mind. I kid you not, and I ain't trying to dog our culture or whatever, but I can only take so much of R&B anymore. I'm serious. And it's because the ratchetness done got to the point where it was the men, it was the boys that was singing the you can, suck my this, that, and the third, and I would take a bitch to the Now it's the females transforming it on it, and now we getting looked at as we the straight hoes out here. What we do?
I got something to tell y'all also.
We just answering y'all basically. So y'all sit up there and comment on us. Y'all call our name, call us out our name. Every chance you get. We done, we stupid, we all this and that and the third. You after this. Hey, we just answering back.
Yeah, see me, I don't care about none of that. When men say, I really don't care about their opinions because men don't know what they want. They say they want the girl in the corner with the housewife covered up and and then they'll sleep with the girl that's, y'all talking about y'all don't want hoes, y'all don't want people acting like that, but y'all cheat on y'all woman with that, or y'all sleep, or y'all be on Facebook and Instagram watching them girls twerk and stuff. So I don't care what men say. I listen to. Because I'm the type of person, I can listen to Sexy Red. That don't mean I'm about to go act like her. I don't gotta. And the only reason I really listen to that type of music is because when I'm driving, especially when I was working in Cleveland, I would fall asleep listening to some R&B. I gotta be, I need to be listening to some Megan Thee Stallion or something, upbeat, or I will be about to fall asleep. I can't do it. So that's why I listen to that type of music. But I will say this tip. I got some news for you and James, right? So y'all know they say if you got Sirius in your car, you old. I ain't the one that said it.
Wait a minute.
If you got Sirius radio in your car, you are technically elderly. Is what I seen on Twitter.
It's my elderly ass because my mom got Sirius in her car too, and she's.
I seen that on Twitter.
What kind of mess is that? What that got to do with our age, though?
Because young people don't get Sirius radio. You know what young people
do? Because young people is broke. You got to pay for that.
But you know what young people do? But it's just a generation divide because younger people play music from their phone. They just plug their phone in.
Yeah, true story. Now, because before Sirius, I was playing it from my phone, but I don't have enough. I don't have enough. What do you call it? I've been really losing my
storage
lately.
Storage.
And this is not funny.
Service.
No. What is y'all? This ain't funny for real. I've been really losing my thoughts.
I'm sorry, it's okay.
No, seriously, like it's not. It's like I don't really say too much of it. That's why I really don't like when it's time for us to do these podcasts and stuff. I hate to talk because I lose my train of thought. I do. I literally lose it. I don't have enough music. Like, when people be like, "Oh, is that your playlist?"
Your playlist.
So I don't have enough music on my playlist.
Playlist. That's the one you need to be talking to because he got a playlist that he told me he ain't even gonna never get through all the songs on it because he got so many songs.
First of all.
Yeah, I don't have, and that's good for him. But see, I don't have, like when I go to the gym, I don't even go on my playlist. I'll go on TikTok because they'll have those DJs that be going live. I just listen to their playlist.
First and foremost, I'm gonna need y'all to not judge me because I got this big old thing of orange juice, and I'm really finna turn it up.
It's a big old thing of orange.
Oh, we getting hood in here today, y'all.
So that's number one. But number two, y'all ain't gonna clown me on my playlist.
I
haven't never heard your playlist.
I was
before,
loving
but
the
if you hear
playlist.
my playlist,
You
you're
had to read.
I have to pull up. Listen, my playlist is so old. I have to turn my radio down so people won't listen to it.
But also, Sirius ain't got nothing to do with how old.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It don't, but I'm just
I'm
saying.
To write Sirius.
But if it makes it any better, if it makes it any better, I don't have it in the car. It's on my phone. So,
James might be a little smidgen, a little better, a little better. Tim, stop looking like that, Tim. No, it's just something. It's just I don't know. Like I'm not a younger people don't watch cable. Like younger people will have Hulu, whatever.
Yeah.
My mom still has Spectrum. She still has cable.
I don't now. There's no cable. My mom, I think she's probably the only one, and the lady that I care for has cable. And you know what? Here's the funny part about it. I miss my cable so much because I feel like I'm missing something. This stuff on Fire Stick over here.
Nothing.
It ain't nothing that you missing that you can't get on the app that ain't gonna be on Paramount or Peacock or something the next day.
Let me tell you, I ain't had cable. It's probably been about 2 years. Yeah, it's probably been about 2 years. When I tell you, I watch YouTube all day long. Like I watch YouTube and I might watch something on Netflix. I've been watching it's called Them. It's on Amazon Prime.
You said it's called Them?
Yeah. And it's actually really, really, really good. I ain't gonna go into detail.
But what is it about?
I want to say it's produced by Ava DuVernay.
I feel like I might have heard about that from.
And it's not new. It's been out maybe since it's only one season on there, but the season 2 they just started playing commercials for it, or they just started doing advertisements for season 2, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. So it's actually coming pretty soon. But season 1 hit. I'm pretty sure it hit.
I'm gonna watch this. You know what? I think I'm gonna watch this today. But if you like this, I will tell you something else to watch. It's this show called From. Have you heard about From?
All these shows. What's From about?
Okay, so it's the so the person that stars in like one of the main characters is from The Best Man. Oh my God, what is his name? He not one of the most famous ones. He was the one that went with Regina. Dang, what is his name? I cannot think of his name.
The guy with the dreads?
Yes, him.
It's a show called From.
It's called From. So basically, it's like, okay, everybody, it's like if you on a road trip with your family, you drive into this town, and then when you try to leave, you just keep going a circle. You stuck. You just stuck. And it's all these people that's been stuck there, and they are trying to figure out how to get out and why are they stuck and what's going on. But it's some horror stuff because you cannot be outside when the sun go down. I ain't gonna tell y'all what happened, but
What is that on?
I feel like I've heard of it or either maybe.
No, I'm sitting here like.
So it is on MGM Plus. It's one of those things. Like a new startup type of thing, but I watched it through Amazon Prime. You could either subscribe to it through Prime, or what I did is I just did like a month free trial, and I just watched them all, during that trial. But that is I'm telling you, it's one of them shows where you're gonna be trying to connect the dots. You're gonna be like, okay, so if this would happen, then like I don't know. I like shows where it's like I gotta think about it, or I don't know. Yeah. So somebody had told me that if you like them, that you would like From. Okay. So we got some new shows, some Transcending picks of the week.
Okay.
some shows of the week. But yeah, I'm a type of person when
They
I
come
was
with that
younger.
little head bob too.
Of the week.
Yeah,
But
we
yeah, I
gotta
was a
start
big
picking
cable
some
person.
shows and watch them, and then come back and review them.
That's what I want to do on some of my
Yeah.
TikToks. I want to start watching some shows and review them, especially like I have some shows that I've been watching for years and years that people, may want to catch up on or something. So I know we all got some different things we're going to be doing on TikTok. And James, the one that can go live. So
Yeah.
And so with that TikTok, yeah, James definitely can go live. But I have found out as well that if you're under 3, because I have reached, let me see, I think I have reached about 240, almost 250.
mm-hmm.
I have reached.
So you say
So
you
you
found
can
out that what?
You can go, the person that can go live, they can actually have you go live too, but you can't be seen. So he can accept me and you, but we cannot be seen. Yeah. So that's basically how that goes. Because I have went live with a couple of people twice already, but they can hear me, but I cannot be seen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. TikTok has so many rules about like you
can't
gotta be
cuss. So me saying shit and all that, I can't do that because once you start or stupid, they
gotta
feel
say
like that's a form of bullying.
You can't say kill. You gotta say unalive.
Yeah, you can't say.
They be like, he was unalive the next day. I was like,
right.
Is that why people be saying that?
You never heard that? That's why they be
I
like,
have,
and then he unalived
like,
himself. I be like,
I have, but I be like, what the hell with them? What is this?
What are y'all talking about? But it's a lot of things. Like you have to use abbreviations. Like if you want to talk about anything, you got to say S-aid for sexual assault. You have to say grape.
Right.
For rape, you have to say like it's just a lot of things you have to be very careful of. And a lot of times you have to say before like, oh, trigger warning, this is what we're going to be talking about, because you can get your stuff flagged.
Yeah.
Just by saying the wrong thing or even discussing the wrong topic,
Right. Interesting.
They'll kick you straight off, and then you'll be back on. Folks, as I said, they done kicked me off. I'm back on now. Stuff like that. Like it's people that is not consistent on here. You don't have to be consistent on here at all.
You don't have to be. It helps.
Like 1 week, jump back on. They got about like 1 million likes on here and likes on their live. It's just on their live. Yeah. So you can actually pull the people by just being on here, and people is just streaming through and they see you and they stop. Me.
Yeah, I got a couple followers this week. I did my little video. I did. And it did pretty good. I got a lot of likes and stuff. Like the views were the same as my other ones, but I got like 100 more likes than I normally do.
Yeah, the views were the same as the other ones as well. Me being on like somebody's live at one point, they had it very well organized. When I say very well organized, like us here, like everybody was muted. One person talked, the host would say, so what would you think? So, our topic can be whatever. Like, okay, our topic can be about Biggie Smalls. So what do you guys think about, okay, they found Tupac's killer. I still think that's a question mark. So when you guys talk about Biggie Smalls, it could be shit like that. And then people would come in the comments and just start talking. So as we build an audience, James can add people, and he don't have to know them. Now, mind you, these is people we don't know from Adam. Like from Adam, these is people from different states. And we just get on here and we build a relationship with them. You know what I'm saying? We don't know if they fake and we don't know if they're fake. We don't know if they're. You just got to trust your instinct on them. You ain't got to be friends with them, but you still, every time you go live and you see this person and you keep, accepting them in, you'll literally start to build a family. Ain't nobody telling you to get in your car and go see them. Ain't nobody telling you to get in your car and go stay with them. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you be bored. You get on this TikTok and you see somebody going live and you sit up there and you just, chat. But here is the thing, y'all. These people, it's these gifts, and you see the gifts at the bottom. So you tap and they'll send you a gift. and these gifts are like money, I guess. I don't
Just
know.
money.
Yeah, they're money. So like what I do is, and the gift can be like 1 rose is 1 cent. Okay, 1 rose is 1 cent. So you can sit there and tap 50 times and get somebody a rose. That's 50 cents. It's money, but it's not. But it's money.
Yeah, so that's why a lot of them they'll tell you what to send. They'll say send a dragon or send a something,
Yeah,
and
send a
it's like
heart.
those are big money. Like
Send a heart. The hearts are big money. So if
or
somebody
the cowboy hat, because it be the girl
cowboy
like,
hat. Let
got
me
me.
see how much.
Ooh, want to ride it like a cowgirl. You know, the girl that be saying all the little stuff. She be like, yum, yum, yum. Ice cream so good. Like every time you send her something, she got a saying for every gift that she gets. So people send her all kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm excited to go live when I get my numbers up. I've been working on some stuff and making some TikToks. And so I've been posting on Facebook, and I got picked to be a rising creator of the week.
I saw that.
Yes, I was so excited on Facebook. So yeah, so because I've been posting my own original content and I've been getting a lot of views and a lot of people engaging with it, Facebook said that I'm one of the rising creators and they're going to start pushing my page and stuff like this. But this is something you have to keep up. So I could mess up this week and not get it next week. So I'm pretty excited about that. I know we all are trying to get our social medias off the ground and stuff. So we got some things coming up. James, I want to ask you about the magazines and things like that. Like what's going on with that?
So we are, I've been down really for the last 3 weeks. So I'm just now getting back up. So I'm actually working to have this first issue out this weekend. And then from there, I'll start working on our issue, which should come like within the next week or two. And then another one will come 2 weeks after that. So just been, trying to get back up to speed and all that stuff. But they are coming. They are definitely coming. I'm actually back to work on them now. So everything is actually looking pretty good. And we got quite a few people who are lined up for the podcast. So things are definitely looking good. And then, like you said, working on the social media and getting these numbers up. I'm like at 1,039 or something like that on TikTok. So I'm gonna actually start going live pretty soon. I just need to sit down and figure out, like, how to invite people in and all that stuff, because I don't know. Now with that, I'm a little old. I'm gonna go ahead and claim it. But yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Everything is coming together.
Well, that is great. So next month, you guys, I will be doing another giveaway, and this time it will be for Valentine's Day. It will be a gift card for two to the movies. Because I haven't been to the movies in like I'm about a couple of months, because I can't even remember if I've been to the movies last year. I know I don't do well with movies because I will fall asleep. It really has to grab my attention. These boys would drag me to an Avengers movie in a minute, and guess what?
I love the Avengers.
Woo, that was bad. So I can get some popcorn. I'm gonna tell you that. Oh, you know what? Yes, I have been to the movies. I went to go see Super Mario Brothers. I think that might have been the highlight of every adult in that theater, because we all, when it first started, the first thing it did was everybody in the movie theater was going ham. My generation, because all the kids were sitting there like, what?
Right.
Because you guys haven't grew up on that theme. You guys grew up on this Mario Brother generation. You know what I'm saying? So they even show the first Nintendo game came out leading up to the actual movie. So, but I tell you what, it started getting a little boring at the end. I was like, oh my God, come on, come on, come on. When he starts talking, peaches, 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 peaches,
Peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches, peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches,
peaches, peaches, peaches. That's my
peaches,
song.
peaches, peaches. I was like, you
I
know what?
love you.
I know people looking.
Yeah.
Peaches, peaches, peaches,
I
peaches,
know
Oh my
people looking.
God.
peaches, 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 peaches.
I know people looking like he looks so uninterested. I'm like, I don't know what to look
That
at.
is a good movie. You don't like Mario?
I didn't say that, but I didn't see the movie.
That
I
damn
didn't see.
dog said, what is going on here?
I didn't
So
see the movie
yeah,
though.
I don't do good. So yep, that's gonna be the next giveaway for
And I love the movie. So
next,
how can I enter? Okay.
it's for the Transcenders.
Oh man.
So I'm gonna go on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go and I'm gonna call the movie theater to see how much it actually costs, because I don't know how much it actually costs to even get in the movies, because I'm gonna try to make it to where they can get in 2 people, plus they can get popcorn, pop, and candy and stuff like that. So it'll probably be up to like $50.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I
just
would
drop.
probably do about 50.
I was gonna say drop about
Yeah.
$50 and you should be all right, because it's probably about $14 or $15 to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Per
So
person.
what I need you 2 guys to do is, go on all platforms, tell them about it, but they have to watch in order to get it. They're gonna have to watch. So
Yeah.
like with the pie situation, a lot of people didn't watch, but I had to tell them to go on and follow. Well, these same people that I told to go on and follow, they're already following. So I don't know no new people. I'm not mailing anything out, so I'm not going to even announce it on TikTok, because in order for that to happen, I have to mail it out. I'm not doing that. So it's only for local people, local Ohioans only.
No, that's cool. We'll put together some promo material for it. And that's cool. So you're doing this for Valentine's Day. What's the cutoff gonna be?
It will be. You said what the what?
The cutoff.
It will be a week before. Well, no, I'll say. Yeah, it would be the weekend before Valentine's Day, because the week of Valentine's Day, that's leading up to Gospel Meet Symphony, and that's another thing. So here's the church announcements. I should have just said that. Here's the church announcements, people. So the first one was about the $50 gift card for the movies. The second church announcement is Gospel Meet Symphony. Will be coming up February the 11th. Well, it's on a Saturday, and it will be at EJ Thomas Hall. It starts at 7:30.
I said I ain't been at EJ Thomas in a long time.
Oh yeah. And you can get your ticket. You can get your tickets through Ticketmaster, EJ Thomas Hall. And with that being said, our 2 guest speakers will be on next week. Oh shoot! Our 2 guest speakers will be on next week. Jonathan Turner and Brenda Justice. Yay! So we'll be looking forward to that next week.
Yes, I'm excited for that for sure.
Absolutely.
Because I will be at Gospel Meet Symphony. So I will be in attendance, and I will be telling our Transcenders all about it.
Are you singing?
Why? Well, we'll talk about it later, because I get a free ticket, and your mom should get a free ticket too. She ain't just told you that. So
and that's why I'm going, baby.
Let the cat out the bag. Sorry, Kathy.
Yep, that ticket is claimed, honey.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, because I got to go.
Because my eye, this one eyelid, and you already know what's about to transpire here in a minute. This one eyelid is like.
Well, all right, y'all. I think tonight was dope. Appreciate
it was really dope.
Definitely a shout out to Dr. Angelina for coming on to the show today. I thought that was pretty good. Next week, who are our guests for next week? Tiff.
What was that?
Jonathan.
Jonathan Turner and Brenda
Okay.
Justice. Next.
Yes.
And they're both from Gospel Me Symphony.
Jonathan Turner is a pastor at Israelite Baptist Church over off of Archwood Avenue, right across the street from Garfield High School in Akron, Ohio. Brenda Justice, she is the main coordinator for Ohio for Akron Gospel Me Symphony Orchestra. She's also a professional opera singer as well. Maybe we could get her to sing a note or two. She probably ain't gonna do it, but
Okay.
yes, she coordinated the Gospel Me Symphony.
Okay. So we got that coming. I think we're gonna actually have some. We call them one-offs, but I think we're gonna have some special conversations, some special interviews that we're gonna be doing that are going to be outside of the general time that we are live here. But more than likely, when we do them, we'll do them live, so you guys can actually catch them live. So just stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on that and everything that's coming up, because there's a lot of people now who are lined up to come onto the show, and that'll just kind of help us to get some of these people, in a little bit sooner, since we're only on once a week. But numbers are actually starting to increase. So maybe at some point we might end up doing more than one night a week. So it's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff happening, a lot of stuff coming up. But we appreciate you guys for tuning in and for watching. This was a good week. Any final words from you, ladies?
No, just everybody have a great week. Stay warm. And oh yeah, I forgot. My mom told me to add that Jonathan Turner is also the director of GMS too. He directs it. But everybody, Gospel Me Symphony.
Gospel Me Symphony.
So everybody, stay warm, stay safe, and very much stay blessed. And don't let nobody get on your nerves. F them kids. No, just playing.
No, you ain't. No, you ain't. Because listen, you should have.
F them kids.
I thought you was gonna tell everybody about that child. I was.
No, I ain't gonna do that.
You're like, no, forget.
F them kids. No, just playing.
All right, y'all. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We had a great show tonight. Definitely some more stuff coming up. We'll keep you ladies posted. Yeah, that's it. That's it for me, y'all. What's she talking about? What? Go to bed. Go to bed. What are you doing up, Diane?
Go to bed.
It is 10:11.
Is it?
You need to be in bed for your students tomorrow. Like, what's going on?
She ain't working. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Bye, everybody.
All right, y'all.